Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. In the quiet night where the noise of life fades and minds calm, we are pleased to sail together into an ocean of ancient and modern mysteries. A mystery born with humanity and passed down through civilizations. It is the mystery of the mysterious relationship between orchestrated chance and preordained destiny, between the truth of reality and the temptations of illusion. It is the concept of curse. A curse is not just a whisper of fear in the dark, but rather a collective mental attempt to tie together the beads of a necklace suddenly scattered, an attempt to find a logical thread, albeit a metaphysical one, to explain a series of unfortunate events that converge around a single point. Let us begin in the land of Egypt, in the Valley of the Kings, where lies a discovery that shook the world and filled newspapers for a century. The curse of the pharaohs, when the dead go wrathful. That day, in April 1923, was a terrifying turning point. Lord Carnarvon, the English nobleman who financed the expedition to uncover the tomb of the Golden King Tutankhamun, had no idea that his adventure would end in something simpler and more bizarre than any expected. In his luxurious room in Cairo, as he immersed himself in the details of the hieroglyphic inscriptions he had recently discovered, a tiny insect, an Egyptian mosquito, defeated him. It was nothing more than a mosquito bite on his cheek, which he dismissed with a swipe that crushed the annoying insect. But the bite, gentlemen, quickly developed into severe inflammation and sepsis, then pneumonia, which ended the Lord's life within days. Imagine the scene. Thousands of miles away in England, the Lord's faithful dog began barking incessantly at the moment of his death, and the lights in his palace flickered and suddenly went out. In Cairo, strange and sudden deaths followed those who visited the tomb or approached it. Here lies the secret of the curse. Could an ordinary insect bite be to blame? Or was it the coincidence of events with the opening of a royal tomb that allowed the collective imagination to create the myth of the curse of the pharaohs? There is no scientific evidence to support this supernatural interpretation, but the repetition and the mysterious context were enough to fuel this belief. Sad childhood and the treacherous fire. Let's leave the ancient cemeteries and move to our modern homes, to the walls of our houses, where an innocent painting might become a focus of mystery. In the 1980s, a strange phenomenon swept England related to a simple but poignant painting, The Crying Child, painted by the Spanish artist Bruno Amadeo. This painting depicts a child with tearful eyes and a sad expression. It found its way into thousands of homes. What's strange and suspicious is that the spread of these paintings coincided with a series of horrific fires that devoured entire homes across the country. Even stranger are the reports from firefighters and survivors that confirm that the only thing that escaped the flames unharmed was a copy of the painting of this sad child. How could a paper painting survive an inferno that reduced wood and furniture to ash? People told the legend of the orphan child whose parents died in a fire and wove stories of a curse that passed from the child to the painting, and from the painting to every house it hung in. Again, there is no conclusive physical evidence, but the strange recurrence of this particular image's survival is what transformed it from a popular artwork into a symbol of emptiness and damnation. Such is the nature of our minds. We hate emptiness and we fill it with stories. Imagination contaminates reality. The curse of the noisy ghost. Some may think that curses are limited to ancient places or obscure pieces of art, but sometimes they creep in from the silver screen itself, touching those who create the illusion of horror. In 1982, the famous horror film Poltergeist was released. The film was a huge success, but its success was tainted by a series of real-life tragic events affecting its stars. The young actress who played the sister was murdered by her boyfriend months after the film's release. The actor who played the evil spirit in the second part died of stomach cancer. The biggest shock was the death of child actress Heather O'Rourke, the heroine of the series immediately after the release of the third part, when she was just 12 years old. The succession of sudden deaths of the film's stars, coinciding with violent events or sudden illnesses, has led many to talk about the poltergeist curse. Here, the link becomes the content itself. Did the depiction of horror and the treatment of evil spirits have a real impact on the lives of the film's cast? Can imagination, with its power, impose itself on the real world? Certainly, we can find scientific explanations for every death. Cancer is not a curse, and murder is a human, not a supernatural crime. But when all these incidents are grouped within a narrow, specific framework, whispers begin to echo, and doubt grows beyond the bounds of certainty. The final word, the human need for explanation. Dear listeners, at the end of this tour through the worlds of mystery, we find ourselves confronted with a simple truth. A curse is the name we give to repetition for which we find no logical explanation. It is a natural reaction of a mind that rejects the notion of chaos and futility and seeks, by all means, to find a cause and a thread that connects distant events. A mosquito bite, a piece of cloth, or a symphonic number may be the thread to which the human imagination clings to create a myth, transforming blind coincidence into deliberate destiny. My question to you today is, do you believe that these events are merely cruel coincidences and fate, and that the supernatural explanation is nothing more than the product of mass hysteria? Or do you see an invisible thread connecting these events, and that reality is sometimes stranger and more terrifying than we imagine? Share your opinions and experiences about these curses and mysterious stories. We look forward to your comments so that together we can discover what lies beyond the thread of illusion and reality. Thank you for listening, and until we meet again on a new journey of secrets,